Well, thank you for the invitation to take part to this celebration in Texas. Well, I created the World Logic Day 5 years ago, January 14, 2019. And I am working in logic since about 40 years now, um, as a researcher, a professor at different universities in the world. And what I wanted to do when creating this World Logic Day was really to develop logic in a more broad sense to a more general public, not only at the university, also for companies like your company. And I think it's important to have this general perspective because logic is something very important. As we know, the human beings were characterized as logical animals in ancient Greek. Generally, it's translated as rational animal because it's a Latin version, but the original characterization is logical animal. And what is logic? Well, logic is the capacity of human beings to understand the world, to reason, and it has many applications. As we know, the computer science was developed in the 20th century based on the work of logicians, like, for example, Turing and Alonzo Church. So I think it's important that the people know more about this science, which is very important for humanity, and which characterize, as I was saying, human beings, and that can improve the situation of humanity in all the different aspects of everyday life, and also the development of science and technology. So this is what I have to say in a very summarized way, and I would be glad to answer some questions if there are some.
Does anyone have a brief question while we have him? Go ahead.
Jean, can you tell us, how did you start to scale World Logic Day to all of the professors and universities that you've done, and what was that process like?
Well, 5 years ago, so I had the idea of the World Day since many years before that, at least 10 years before. But I was waiting to launch the day at some specific moment to be sure that it would be a success. So my idea was really to encourage many people in the world to have a celebration for the first edition. It was not easy because it was the first celebration, and it was at this time it was not in the UNESCO calendar. But since I already had a lot of contact with many people in the world, I have been traveling around the world. I was able to manage the celebration, different celebration, about 60 countries in every place in the world. So that was the starting point. And then just after that, I went to Paris, where there is a headquarters of UNESCO, having in mind to ask the recognition of this World Logic Day in the calendar of UNESCO. And I was lucky in the sense that the Brazilian ambassador, because I'm working in Brazil since a couple of years, the Brazilian ambassador was very enthusiastic about that, and she was able to make this day recognized the same year by the General Assembly of UNESCO.
And John, can you share, what is your hope for World Logic Day and World Logic Day and logic as a movement in the future?
Excuse me, I didn't really understand the question.
What is your hope or dream for logic and World Logic Day in the future?
Okay, now I understand. Well, I think to have more and more celebration in more place in the world, and to have a more interaction with the general public, and so that people have a better understanding of what logic is. Now we were celebrating the World Logic Day in Peru, in Cusco, about 1 week ago, exactly 1 week ago, by the way. And one colleague of mine decided to make a declaration that we will publish on the internet in the sense of having logic in high school in many different countries. Because nowadays, logic is a field only at the university. In high school, I mean, there are very few countries in the world where there is logic in high school. The only country I know is Turkey. It's a bit strange, but it's a case. But it was an initiative of a Turkish professor, and so in Turkey they have logic in high school since maybe after the Second World War. So I think now we are trying to encourage teaching of logic in high school, even in college, before high school. And I have some colleagues in the United States also who are working on that. This is one of the aspects of promoting logic.
So Jean, this is the last question from the audience, but Guillermo here from Guatemala would like to know, what is the link between logic and consciousness?
And consciousness? Well, I mean, to be able to develop good reasoning, we really need to be conscious. Because it's an important question, because at the same time, with logic, with the development of logic as a science, human beings were able to develop a lot of mechanization, computer program and so on. So now it is good in the sense that we are aware of what a computer can do and what he cannot do. So being aware of that, we are more consciousness about the specific quality of human beings. It's intelligence of human beings, which is not artificial, and that we want to develop more.
Okay, can we thank the actual founder of World Logic Day that championed this, got this adopted by UNESCO?